Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. My name is Scott Reich, and this is Crime Talk. Let's get straight to the docket. First, Alex Murdaugh. The privilege started young. No wonder why he thinks he could get away with just about anything. Next, the federal George Floyd trial delayed. Wait till you hear why. More road rage incidents on video. $500,000 to solve the Jim Matt alleged murder case. Don't mess with kids. And then finally, our dumb criminal of the day. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Crime Talk, and my name is Scott Reich. Thanks for joining us. Before we get down to the docket for this Thursday, February 3rd, 2022, let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping. Now, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that little like button. Make sure you hit that little bell. Why is the bell so important, you ask? Because it gives you notifications of when we go live or put up new content. Because if you watch the videos, then it makes me think that, well, you like them. If you don't watch them, you don't like them. Scott's thinking, why should I do this? Am I wasting my time? So watch the video, like them. Let me know. And as always, if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us by going to any of your podcasting apps and simply typing in Crime Talk with Scott Reich. And you can get not only this episode, but all the episodes going back years. You can listen to it anywhere, anytime. All right. Let's get to one more housekeeping matter, and that is our sponsor today, CrimeTalkPrep.com. Now, some people say, Scott, I can't believe that you are promoting this. This is weird, right-wing, crazy, wackadoo stuff. Let me get my tinfoil out. No, that's not the case. I was going through messages the other night on Facebook, and somebody sent me a picture of their grocery store, and it said, Scott, you were right. And the picture was one of empty shelves, including the freezer. Now, you never know when something bad is going to happen. There are supply chain issues out there going on. It is a reality. And who knows if there's a big storm? Who knows with the way the world's gone for the last couple of years, what could possibly go wrong? I think we've learned just about anything. That's why you need to be prepared. Take care of you. Take care of your family. Go to CrimeTalkPrep.com, and guess what? You can get a 4-week emergency food kit, and you can save $50. So do that. Go to CrimeTalkPrep.com, get a 4-week emergency food kit, and get $50 off. All right, let's get straight to the docket now. First, Alex Murdaugh. Yep, the privilege started young. So as people continue to dig into the background and life of Alex Murdaugh, it looked like he had a little incident when he was back in law school. And back on February 28th of 1993, Alex Murdaugh was accused of starting a violent brawl at a strip club on Hilton Head Island. Now, Murdaugh was 25 at the time, and he was enrolled at the University of South Carolina School of Law. 3 men were charged with public disorderly conduct, but only one of the men was taken to jail. Another was taken to the hospital. And, well, Alex Murdaugh, he was driven home an hour and 20 minutes away by a deputy. Isn't that nice? Police just don't do that much anymore, do they? So Alec and the other 2 men charged that night were scheduled for a hearing on March 29th of 1993. And the report does not include copies of the tickets that were issued, just given the age of the case. But the background check done on Alex Murdaugh, and we've double-checked it, notes that the charge was dismissed on March 25th, 1993. And then Mr. Murdaugh graduated from law school just over a year later and was admitted to the South Carolina bar. And obviously, if you have a conviction, that kind of goes directly to your ability to practice law, and you have to disclose those things. Now, let's face it, 25-year-old guys, they're going to get in trouble. You hope if they're in law school, they're maybe exercising a little bit of good judgment. And what does this really show? Is this going to come into any court? No. Are we here just to disparage Alex Murdaugh? No, that is not our intent. In fact, basically, he never committed any crime. The case was dismissed, right? But what does it show? It shows the privilege started early down there in the Low Country. Hilton Head is part of the Low Country where his family has reigned for the last 100 years. And let's face it, when a deputy drives you home over an hour and 20 minutes away, that's some special privilege right there, ladies and gentlemen. The other thing that we're looking into, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, there's no way that he, being Alec Murdaugh, did this all on his own. There had to be so many people involved. We know there's been a couple of other attorneys where documents have been requested through the disciplinary bar out there in South Carolina, and those records have gone to bankers and other attorneys. The question was, I think that really the question is, was there somebody on the inside, maybe somebody at the court as well, that was making these things go forward? We're going to continue to follow this. I'm just, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's just little old me. But I'm telling you, I have seen cases like this over the years. And that's why I keep saying it's very interesting, because it wasn't just one guy. And I think it's rather interesting that Alex Murdaugh has two of the most expensive attorneys in South Carolina, but yet he's broke. Somebody is paying those fees. Is that maybe they're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart, doing pro bono? Somehow, I doubt it. So it makes you wonder, who is paying those fees? And it is an effort to know what's going on or to keep somebody quiet. I think it's going to get more interesting than it already is, because it is interesting for sure. Next on the docket, the George Floyd trial. That is the federal trial of the 3 ex-officers accused of aiding the murder of George Floyd was delayed yesterday. What was the reason? That's right. One of the ex-former officers tested positive for COVID. Now, Koenig and Tao both appeared in the courtroom Wednesday, but Officer Lane did not, or I should say former Officer Lane did not. The judge and the court clerk refused to confirm which defendant was actually infected. I think we could probably figure it out. Needless to say, the trial was delayed until Monday. Of course, until his attorneys will probably get sick, since they were sitting right next to him, and his co-defendants who were sitting near him. There could be a mistrial. We'll see if testimony resumes on Monday. Once again, these things kind of go in waves, ladies and gentlemen, but more road rage. A man from New Jersey was fatally shot inside his car while driving in late January. Police have now released a dash cam video of the incident to try and identify the suspect. The victim was 51-year-old Louis Sacanti from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, who was driving home from work, crossing the New Jersey-Pennsylvania state line at about 10 p.m. Now, this is according to the New Jersey State Police, and they put this statement up on their Facebook page. It says, preliminary investigation revealed that the victim and an unidentified black sedan vehicle were both traveling eastbound on Interstate 76 in the area of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, when they became involved in a road rage incident. Surveillance video from the Walt Whitman Bridge captured both vehicles continuing over the bridge into New Jersey onto Interstate 76. In the brief 7-second long dash video, the deceased man's black car can be seen speeding down along the highway as another black car aggressively chases after and attempts to overtake him. Just as soon as the footage appears relevant, however, the clips cut out. The gunman is believed to be the driver of the car tailing Sacanti. The investigation is ongoing, and officials say they are not sure what the altercation was about or whether the suspect and the victim even knew each other. Law enforcement has asked anyone that has any information to come forward, and they can send their tip to 856-783-4900. Road rage, ladies and gentlemen, let it go. Let it go. It's not worth going to prison the rest of your life. Okay. You want to make $500,000 the easy way? Solve a case. See if it's murder or just a terrible accident. So the case of a teen found in a gym mat was going on in Georgia, and a sheriff in Georgia has announced that he will offer $500,000 of his own money to anyone who has information regarding the case of the Georgia teen, that is now deceased, of Kendrick Johnson. And he was found in a rolled-up gym mat in 2013. Now, the Loudoun County Sheriff, Ashley Polk, announced Thursday that Johnson's case would be closed and no charge would be filed with the release of a 16-page document detailing their investigation. Now, Kendrick's body was found in January of 2013, rolled up in a wrestling mat in a high school gym. A police report at the time said the body was positioned head down with its feet visible at the top of the mat, which was standing vertically. Local investigators said that Johnson died after trying to retrieve his shoes from inside the mat ruling his death an accidental asphyxiation. On Tuesday, Pollock said that Kendrick's tragic death was a weird accident and that he and 2 other detectives spent a whole year analyzing boxes of files on the case before releasing the report. Now, Ashley Pollock said that the victim's parents have called her a liar and insist that their son Kendrick was murdered. Because of those statements, Pollock decided to offer $1.5 million of her own money to anyone who comes forward with information that results in the arrest and conviction of a person for the alleged murder. Now, Pollock said, I don't really feel like there's anybody out there with this knowledge, and from what I've seen, I've studied all the camera angles and everything else. It was a tragic accident. But if somebody can come forward with a different view, we are going to listen to them. So my hat's off to the sheriff. When I first read this story, I was thinking, how does the sheriff have $500,000? My guess is the sheriff doesn't have $500,000, but the sheriff is saying, I'm so confident in our investigation, I'll offer $500,000. And listen, at least they're open to other possibilities. If somebody can come forward with something that results in charges, pay them the money. At least we know, they're willing to listen, which is kind of lacking in today's world in lots of situations. All right, we all have heard of the documentary. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have listened to the documentary of Don't F with Cats. Well, they should have a new one called Don't Mess with Kids. Well, and it could start here. Christopher Kennedy was convicted of strangling an infant and was serving an 18 to 36-year sentence in Pennsylvania prison. Well, on January 28th, he was found unresponsive in his cell. He was given CPR and taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Now, Kennedy is accused of doing terrible things to a 15-year-old who gave birth to their child on October 15th in 2017. Investigators say Kennedy sealed the baby in a plastic bag with concrete inside and put the body in a safe. The baby was discovered after the teen went to the hospital following complications related to the birth. Now, the cause of Kennedy's death has not yet been determined by the coroner's office. It could have simply been a tragic event where a 42-year-old man just simply passed away in his sleep, or it could have been a little prison justice where somebody took care of somebody that, wasn't nice to kids and, let's face it, got a 14-year-old, maybe even 13-year-old pregnant, ladies and gentlemen, and then responsible for the death of the child. Not going to be very popular in prison to hang out with and play chess. No, maybe popular to beat up and maybe have terrible things happen to them in their cell. All right, and finally, our dumb criminal of the day that doesn't involve food. A man from Florida was arrested after threatening a firefighter who was called to the home. The Flagler County Dispatch reported that John Benning called 911 5 times late Tuesday night in regard to a medical emergency. When the law enforcement officers arrived, deputies said Benning smelled strongly of alcohol, had slurred speech, and bloodshot, glossy eyes. No food, but clearly some alcohol, perhaps. Benning then told the deputies he believed his brother had been poisoned by their partner. Benning's brother stated he was just overreacting. Benning's brother started yelling at deputies, and Benning then picked up a large heavy metal pipe and started swinging it at firefighters. Benning was ordered to drop the pipe and was arrested and charged with aggravated assault on a firefighter and misuse of 911. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, one thing you don't want to do, and this is why our dumb criminal today, Mr. Benning, is dumb. One, he's drunk and calling 911, but you don't mess with firefighters, okay? They're there to help you. You shouldn't mess with police officers, but everybody loves firefighters, okay? Except maybe the police, who think the firefighters have it really easy. You know, the little rivalry that they have. But I'm telling you, from a criminal defense perspective, don't mess with firefighters. Everybody loves firefighters. So, Mr. Benning, you are a dumb criminal contestant of the day for, threatening a firefighter. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time on Crime Talk.